My grandpa lost his voice when I was young, but he still found a way to speak to me and we became closer than ever. My grandfather lost his voice to throat cancer when I was 7. The doctors took his voice box, but couldn't take his laugh. It just changed from a rumbling sound to a silent shaking of shoulders, eyes crinkling at the corners. Before he got sick, I barely knew him. He was just the quiet man who showed up at Christmas with perfectly wrapped presents and smelled like wood shavings. After the surgery, Mom said we needed to visit more often. Grandpa needs people now, she explained, though I didn't understand why losing your voice meant you needed people more. The first visit was awkward. He had a small whiteboard that hung around his neck, but he rarely wrote on it, just nodded and pointed at things. I sat stiffly on his couch while Mom talked enough for 3 people. When she went to make lunch, panic set in. How do you talk to someone who can't talk back? Grandpa must have sensed my discomfort because he stood up, motioned for me to follow, and led me to his garage workshop. I'd never been allowed in there before. The room was lined with tools I couldn't name, jars of screws organized by size, and the sweet smell of cedar. He pulled out a small wooden box and handed it to me. Inside was a tiny carved rabbit, so detailed I could see individual fur marks. I looked up, amazed, and his shoulders did that silent laugh. That day changed everything. Every Saturday after that, Mom would drop me off at Grandpa's workshop. At first, I just watched as he turned chunks of wood into animals, bowls, picture frames. He'd hand me things, sandpaper, a pencil to mark measurements, clamps to hold pieces together. We developed our own language of nods, gestures, and notes scribbled on scraps of wood. By the time I was 9, he let me use tools under his careful watch. My first project was a lopsided birdhouse that he treated like a masterpiece, displaying it prominently on his workbench. When I turned 10, we started more ambitious projects. A bookshelf for my room, a jewelry box for Mom's birthday, a collection of chess pieces that took 6 months to complete. I'm in college now, studying engineering. My dorm room is filled with wooden objects, reminders of Saturdays in a sawdust-filled workshop. Last month when I visited, he pressed a small wooden box into my hands. Inside was a complete set of his hand tools, each handle worn smooth from decades of use. At the bottom, a note on his familiar whiteboard: "Your hands speak beautifully. Keep building."